Hey gamers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire, and today I'm going to be showing you how to solo Nautilion, a roll and move game in the Oniverse series. So here we are all set up for a game of Nautilion. There are 36 little crew tokens that you can set up in a pathway in a shape of your choosing. I just went for the little up, down thing. Some people make really nice spirals, but I am not artistically inclined, so we're just going with my way of doing it. Here at the Happy Isles, here is our standee for our ship. They're actually little standees for the other ships that you can play with, which I think is cute. And then over here we have the Phantom, who starts in the Abyss. What's essentially going to happen is that we, as the Nautilion, are going to make our journey to the Abyss. And on the way, we're going to try to collect every single crew token, 1 through 9, and put them on our ship. Meanwhile, the Phantom is coming towards the Happy Isles. If the Phantom reaches the Happy Isles first, or if we make it to the Abyss but we don't have a full crew, we lose the game. If we make it to the Abyss before the Phantom makes it to the Happy Isles and we have a full crew, then we win the game. On each turn, we're going to roll these 3 dice, and we're going to assign 1 to ourselves, 1 to the Phantom, and 1 to the Dark House, which is the evil power that's essentially controlling the Phantom. We have to be careful what we give to everyone, however, because we don't want the Phantom to go too quickly. We don't want to miss valuable crew members, and we don't want to give high value 3 or 4 dice to the Dark House, because whenever we do that, we lose one of our reserve tokens, and if we don't have any reserve tokens, they start chomping up our crew tokens instead. We will have some options to mitigate our die rolls, also activated by spending our reserve tokens over here. So we can do a repetitive whirlwind that lets us re-roll. We can do an artificial tide that lets us change 1 die to the value of our choice. And we also have the aquatic translation, where I can actually just change the position of 2 different tokens in the path. So if there's a crew member I particularly want to pick up, I can make it happen if I have the tokens to spend. All right, so let's go ahead and roll the dice. Wow, that was a bad first roll. That's just terrible. So by the way, these are special dice. They only go up to 4. There's like 2 1s, 2 2s, a 3, and a 4. And of course we had to roll high. That's a bummer. So now we're gonna have to figure out which dice go to whom. So I think that I'm gonna start conservative. I'm gonna go ahead and give myself the 2. I'm gonna give the Phantom the 3. And I'm gonna just go ahead and give that 4 to the Dark House. It's a rough choice already. I could choose to cast a spell at this time, but I'm not gonna do that yet. It's just too early. So the Dark House will basically go first. They'll take their 4, and they're going to take one of our tokens away. How rude. Then the Phantom is going to move. So they're going to come up 3. 1, 2, 3. And they're going to take this 8 crew member away from the board. So basically they remove crew members as they go. So that's harsh. And then we are going to go ahead and move 2. So we're going to move 2. We're going to hit this 9. And now I have a choice. I can take this 9 for the 9 as a crew member, or I can take it as a reserve token. So if you hit duplicates, that's what they are used for throughout the game. But I obviously want crew right now, so I'm going to go ahead and place it right here in the 9 spot on my ship. However, this decision also has some consequences for me, because I can only fill in a 4 or an 8 now. You can only add tokens that have air ducts that connect to where you put your first crew member. So if I'd been able to get like a 5, which maybe I should have done, I maybe should have just given myself the 4 earlier on instead of giving it to the Dark House, but I didn't want to move too much right away. I would have a little bit more flexibility, so I could do a 4, a 2, a 6, or an 8. But as it is, I'm a little bit stuck, which was probably a bad choice. That said, I do have a plan, so we're gonna make it work. So that was 1 complete turn of Nautilion. Let's go ahead and roll our dice again and figure out what to do. All right, so this time we are at 3, 3, and 3. I can already tell you my odds of winning this game are pretty low. Oh dear. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and have to give 1 3 to the Dark House. We'll give 1 3 to the Phantom and 1 3 to us. However, before we do anything, I want to cast a spell. I'm gonna spend these 2 tokens to perform aquatic translation, which means I can change the positions of any 2 of the tokens that are in my path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 9 that I'm going to move to. It's actually a 6. I'm going to take this 6 that I'm going to move to, and I'm going to switch it with a 4. So let's go ahead and put the 6 up here and the 4 here. so that when I move, I take a token that opens the path up for me a little bit more. But first, the Dark House is going to take my last token. Jerk. Then the Phantom is going to move 3 and crunch up this 4. So it's a good thing that I picked up a 4 because the Phantom just did 2. Then we get to go 3. And we have a crew token to put in the 4 spot on our ship. So things are looking a little bit grim, but we're just going to do our best. I lose the game all the time. It's a dice game. What are you going to do? But it's quick. All right, so let's take another turn. Okay, 3, 2, and 3. It's not amazing, but we can make something out of it. So I'm going to take one of the 3s. I'm going to give 1 3 to the Phantom, and the 2 is going to the Dark House so they can't take any more tokens because I ain't got nothing to give this turn. So we'll give a 2 to the Phantom. Nothing happens. We'll give a 2 to the Dark House and nothing happens. We'll give a 3 to the Phantom. 1, 2, 3. So the 7 is gone. Yikes. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And we're going to grab this 3 from the board. So now we've got 3 crew members and we've got a lot more openings for placing more. I'm hoping to be able to open this up a little bit very shortly. So let's roll again and take another turn. All right, 1, 2, and 2. That is not a bad roll at all. Okay, so the question is where we're going to let the Phantom move and what do we want? Unfortunately for me, both of these tokens are not that useful for me to pick up. So why don't we just let the Phantom move 1 and I'll give a 2 to the Dark House and a 2 to myself. So we'll give a 2 to the Dark House, nothing happens. We'll give a 1 to the Phantom, so it's going to move 1, kind of chomp up this 9. And we're going to go ahead and go 2. We're also going to land on a 9, but because we have 1 on our ship, we're just going to flip this token and we have a reserve token again. So not a great turn in terms of filling the boat, but it's not bad either. So now we can go ahead and roll again. Okay, that was a far less attractive roll. We have 1, 4, and 3. Okay, let's think about this. All right, no risk, no reward, right? I think what we're going to need to do, here's what we'll do. We're going to take the 1. We're going to give the 3 to the Phantom because it'll just knock out a crew token that we just picked up, so it won't take anything away from us. And we'll give the 3 to the Dark House and give up this token. So the Dark House takes the 3. We lose our reserve token again. Fun. The Phantom is going to go 1, 2, 3 and chomp up this 5. Not great. And we are just going to move 1. The Dark House should have had a 4, by the way. 3 to the Phantom, and then 1 to me, so I'll take this 5. At least we have got another crew member on the boat. Also, only 1s and 7s can't be picked up right now, so we're on the way to at least having the opening that we need to place everything that we need. All right, so let's go ahead and pick up the dice and do this again. How will it go? That's actually not bad. So we have 2, 2, and 2. Let's see what we can do with that. A 2 to the Dark House means nothing happens. A 2 to the Phantom means it'll gobble up this 8 right here. But the good news is that a 2 to us means that we'll also get an 8 for our ship. So we've got another crew member. We have 5 out of 9. I don't think we're going to make it, but we're going to fight for it. All right, so now we just pick up the dice and take another turn. One thing I like about this game is it's very snappy. All right, so let's go ahead and take another turn. Ooh, nice. 1, 1, and 2. I do not mind that at all. Okay. Let's go ahead and give a 2 to the Dark House, and the Phantom and I will each get a 1. So that means that the Phantom will gobble up this 1, which I'm a little concerned about, but hopefully we'll be able to get this one. Let us hope. We are going to go 1 and grab the 6, which we can now place because it's next to a 5. And that means that we can pick up the 1, the 7, and the 2. All of our air ducts are connected. So as long as we can land on those and make it over here, which is a little concerning, we will get out of this game alive. All right, let's take another turn. 2, 2, and 2. Okay, it's not amazing for me. I don't love it, but it could be a lot worse. So let's just go for it. All right, so the Dark House gets 2, nothing happens. The Phantom gets 2, chomps up this 4. And I get 2, and I take a 3, which I already have on the boat, so I'll take it as a reserve token. All right, so let's take our next turn. Come on, 1s. Yes! Okay, awesome. So we get 1, 1, and 2. I'm taking a 1. Let's give a 1 to the Phantom, and we'll give the 2 to the Dark House. So nothing happens with the Dark House. The Phantom moves 1 and takes this 6, but I already have a 6, so it could be worse. And then I'm going to move 1. And then I'll put it on my boat. Fantastic. So we only need 2 more crew members. And it's going to be a tough get, but we're going to do our best. And then the Dark House got nothing, which is great. So now we're just going to kind of pass each other. There is an expansion in the game called Mercenaries where we would actually fight when our paths cross, but we're not playing with that one this time. One thing I do want to point out too is you can see how the path is getting pretty depleted. I actually find this one of the more difficult aspects of this game. I have a hard time visualizing where everybody's going and how much space is left when it gets like this, but that's okay. All right, so let's roll. Hopefully another small set. That'd be great if I get that too. Ooh, looks like I'm going to pull it off. Okay, fantastic. Let's give a 2 to the Dark House. Or give me, you know what, actually, ooh, he's right there. This is what I don't like about this game in some ways. Let's give the 2, ooh, I don't want to let him advance too far. Okay, I don't have another shot at a 7, but I do have another shot at the 2. So I'm going to give the 2 to the Phantom and I'm going to give the 1 to the Phantom and the 2 to myself. So the Dark House does nothing. The Phantom gobbles up this 3 up here. And I'm going to move 2 to grab the 7. I only need a 2. I can either do Aquatic Translation if I can get the tokens, or hit this 2 on the way. There's not a lot of space left, so we'll kind of have to see how this goes. All right, so let's take another turn. Okay, I got 1, 1, and 4. What I'm actually going to do this time is I'm going to give a 1 to the Dark House, a 1 to the Phantom, and the 4 to myself, because this is a race to the end at this point, and I want to hit that 2 and get out of here. So nothing's going to happen with the Dark House. The Phantom is going to move up 1 and take this 2 away. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Since I already have a 5, it is going to go here for me in my reserve. So I've got 2 tokens in the reserve. I should have had them on the other side so you can see. All right, we're in it here. If I can get a 4 and land, that'd be pretty great, actually. Let's see what happens. Ooh, we did get a 4. Oh, that's fabulous. All right, so I'm going to take this 4 for myself. Let's give the 2 to the Dark House. Let's go ahead and give the 3 to the Phantom. So the Dark House will do nothing. It will take nothing from me. The Phantom will go 1, 2, 3 and chomp that 1. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will get a 2. So I'm working with a complete crew here. Unless I roll all 4s next turn, I will win. So now that I've sealed my fate, let's roll the dice for the last turn. All right. All right, awesome. So we have a 4, a 2, and a 1. I'll take the 4 for myself. Let's just give the 2 to the Dark House and the 1 to the Phantom. So the Dark House will get a 2. It doesn't go anywhere, nothing happens. The Phantom will have a 1, moves 1, and will eat up that 5 crew member. But I, with my 4, am going to go charging into the abyss with a full crew. So we actually won. I lose this a lot because I don't roll dice very well. But that is one complete game of Nautilion. So the base game, as you can see, is very simple. There are a bunch of expansions that come in the box you can mix in when you're ready to spice it up. But for now, you can see a beautiful, full Nautilion, fully stocked with crew members and ready to take on the abyss. Happy gaming.